When we think of Badranath, we often think of the ancient legends, like goddess Lakshmi turning herself into a Badri, wild berry tree to shield Lord Vishnu from the biting Himalayan frost. But behind the myth lies an incredible real historical adventure that took place in the 8th century CE. This is the true story of how a young philosopher from the tropical tip of southern India walked thousands of miles to the frozen peaks of the Himalayas to rescue a lost deity. The setting, a forgotten shrine. By the 800s CE, the ancient site of Badranath had fallen into complete neglect. Waves of shifting religious eras and political turbulence had swept through the Garhwal Himalayas. The temple had been broken down, and its sacred black stone idol, Shalagram, of Lord Vishnu, had completely vanished. Local whispers said that during a period of upheaval, the deity had been hidden away or thrown into the ferocious, icy currents of the Alaknanda River to protect it from destruction. For generations, the location of the idol remained a mystery, and the sacred site lay quiet. Enter Adi Shankaracharya, thousands of miles away in the lush tropical village of Kaladi, Kerala. A brilliant young monk named Adi Shankaracharya was born. By the time he was a teenager, he had renounced worldly life and set off on an extraordinary mission to revive the fading roots of Vedic philosophy across the Indian subcontinent. Without maps, roads, or modern gear, Shankaracharya did something nearly unfathomable today. He walked. He traversed the entire length of India on foot. In his early 20s, his journey led him deep into the treacherous, snowbound peaks of the Garhwal region. The discovery at Narad Kund. Upon reaching the area of Badranath, Shankaracharya looked at the majestic, twin mountain peaks of Nar and Narayan guarding the valley. He felt a deep spiritual pull toward the roaring Alaknanda River. Guided by local accounts and intense intuition, Shankaracharya focused on a specific turbulent pool in the freezing river known as Narad Kund. Despite the bone-chilling mountain temperatures, the young monk waded into the fierce waters. He dived into the deep, swirling currents. Feeling around the rocky riverbed, his hands brushed against something heavy, smooth, and deliberately carved. With immense effort, he hauled it to the surface. It was the lost idol, a 1-meter-high, beautifully sculpted image of Lord Vishnu sitting in the Padmasana, meditative lotus posture, carved entirely from sacred black shalagram stone. A vision of unity. Shankaracharya didn't just find the idol, he wanted to ensure it would never be lost or forgotten again. He initially enshrined the deity in a cave near the Tapt Kund, a natural boiling thermal hot spring that miraculously sits right next to the freezing river. To secure the temple's future, he established a brilliant system of national unity that survives to this very day. The living tradition, Shankaracharya decreed that the head priest, the Rawal of Badranath, must always be a Nambadiri Brahmin from Kerala, at the opposite end of the country. By binding the furthest southern tip of India to the highest northern peaks, he ensured a continuous bridge of culture and protection. The legacy built to last centuries later, in the 16th century, the local king of Garhwal moved the idol from the cave into a grand, vibrantly painted temple structured to withstand the brutal Himalayan winters. Though avalanches and earthquakes, including a massive disaster in 1803, repeatedly damaged the structure, it was always rebuilt, notably with the help of the King of Jaipur. Today, when pilgrims stand before the colorful facade of Badranath, framed by the towering, snow-capped Nilkanth Peak, they aren't just looking at a monument of faith. They are looking at the living historical footprints of a 22-year-old monk who walked across a continent to pull history out of a freezing river.